Hi, I'm Alan, and this is the first Forex video in a series of videos about candlestick trading. I'm going to take you through candlesticks step by step so that you will be able to find better entry signals when trading the Forex market. There are different types of charts, but it's my opinion that candlestick charts are the easiest to read and are also the best for reading market sentiment. In this first video, we will be talking about candlesticks in general, but mostly about the different types of candlestick charts so that you'll be able to determine which type of candlestick chart is best for you. There are different time periods associated with charts. If this was a 5-minute chart, each candlestick would represent 5 minutes of price action. For example, if this candlestick opened at 12 o'clock, it would close 5 minutes later at 12:05. At 12:05, a new candlestick would open, and then it would close 5 minutes later at 12:10. After 1 hour, there would have been 12 candlesticks produced. If this was a 1-hour chart, each candlestick would represent 1 hour of price action. After 1 day, there would have been 24 candles produced. So which charts should you be using? The 5-minute charts, the 1-hour charts, the 1-day charts? I would like to give you a few things to think about before making a decision on which charts you should use in your trading. Charts with shorter time frames are less reliable and the potential for profit is usually smaller. So if a 5-minute chart is less reliable than a 1-hour chart and also will give you less profit on a trade, why would you ever want to use a 5-minute chart? Well, a 5-minute chart generally carries less risk per trade than a 1-hour chart, and it also gives you many more trading opportunities since the trades do not usually last as long as trades taken based on the longer term charts. Here's an example of what we've been talking about. On this 5-minute chart, if you decided to enter a long trade here, you would be risking about 20 pips if you placed your protective stop below the most recent low here. This trade might then last only 2 or 3 hours if you exited somewhere around here. Your profit would be about 50 pips. You would have risked 20 pips for a profit of about 50 pips. However, on this 1-hour chart, if you decided to enter a long trade here, you would be risking about 60 pips if you placed your protective stop below the most recent low here. That's triple the risk as seen on the 5-minute chart. This trade might last several days to a week or more as compared to just minutes or hours when using the 5-minute chart. But on the other hand, your profit potential on this 1-hour chart will also be larger than on a 5-minute chart. You might have ended up with over 300 pips of profit on this trade, but to get that profit, you would have risked 3 times the amount of risk that you did on the 5-minute chart trade. Another difference between longer and shorter term charts is the amount of trade opportunities. Since a 5-minute chart will produce 12 times as many candles as a 1-hour chart, there will be more entry signals produced on a 5-minute chart. This means you will have more trading opportunities. As an example, on this 5-minute chart, you may get an entry signal here, another entry signal here, another entry signal here, another entry signal here. You may get 4 entry signals over the period of maybe 6, 8, 10, 12 hours. However, if we switched over to this 1-hour chart, you may get an entry signal here and not have another good entry signal for a week or more. So as you can see, if you want to trade more often, you will want to use the shorter term charts. So which chart you use depends on how often you want to trade, the amount you want to risk, how reliable you want your signals to be, and how long you want to stay in a trade. I personally use the 5, 10, 15, and 30-minute charts and occasionally the 1-hour charts. The shorter term charts may not be quite as reliable as the longer term charts, but I prefer to enter and exit trades more often. I don't have the patience to wait 3 days between trades. This is my personal preference, but you'll have to decide what's best for your personality. On our next video, What Are Candlesticks?, we will learn about the different parts of the candlesticks and how they're used